If you've fallen down the rabbit hole like I have with all of the creators who create content about how to grow your small YouTube channel, then you know that one of the things that they always recommend is being consistent. Everyone come to the front who has been on YouTube for a while but maybe has not been consistent. That's me coming to the front, because even though this page is well over a year old, I have not been consistent on this channel, and it's only been maybe the past few months that I've started to change that. As a result, the growth that I've seen on YouTube has been great and exciting, and I think well deserved, but it has also been slow and inconsistent, like I have been with showing up on this channel. I've been working on some things, and today I want to talk about the 5 things that I am doing to try and encourage not only growth, but growth that is consistent and organic. And as a plant content creator, organic is really going to be the name of the game for me. So come on in, get comfortable, stay a while. I think you're going to like it here. And if you are a new creator like I am, I think this will be really helpful. Let's get into it. So one of the things that I've struggled with and I'm working on for the next 6 months is finding a consistent posting schedule. And when I say consistent, I don't mean excessive. I just mean consistent. So often we want to post as much content as we possibly can to get as many views as we possibly can, when in reality, we're just overworking ourselves for very little actual return on our investment. I'm currently at a place where I'm supposed to be posting once a week. And honestly, that has been quite a bit for me. I've also even noticed that sometimes when I post sooner than maybe what I was intending to, for a video, not for shorts, that I sometimes, maybe it's because I'm a smaller creator, interrupt the success that maybe the previous video has been getting. That could just be my channel, but it's something that I'm looking out for. But I know that when I am consistent, not only is it helpful for those who may be looking out for my content, but it also helps the algorithm to know that I am someone who's going to show up. My content can be trusted and it will be pushed out a lot quicker, and it'll be much easier for people to find it. So right now, I think the sweet spot for me is going to be every 2 weeks. Not because I don't want to grow, but because that's what's feasible for my lifestyle and my work outside of trying to create this space here on YouTube. It's less important that I'm showing up excessively, but that the amount that I say that I'm showing up, I can actually stick with. Try uploading consistently on a schedule that works for you and see if that helps you to see more organic growth in your followers and with your channel. The second thing that I'm doing, and if you already follow Lay's Place, you will see, I'm going to put a card in for the last video that I posted, but I am currently batch recording. So what that means is that I'm recording multiple videos in one day at one time and editing them to be scheduled and to post on those scheduled dates. So when I first started batch recording, I didn't think that it would make much of a difference. I said, oh, okay, so I'm just recording so I can have a bunch of things that I need to edit. But what it did, which I guess goes back to my original point, is, first of all, it made it a lot easier for me to be consistent with posting. I had one day where I would take all my ideas, organize them, get scripts together, get things recorded, and then I would edit as I needed to. So that this wouldn't be something that I needed to do every single week to work on videos. I could do this once a month, get 4 videos recorded, get 4 videos edited throughout that week, and post it a lot easier than I could do all of that brain work every week for the whole month. Now, if you have a team, right, this is probably not for you. But if you're a small creator like I am with a smaller channel, then batch recording can go a long way. So you'll see in the next few videos a shirt and a background that you will recognize immediately from the last video. And that's because I'm working on the batch recording. It's giving me so much of my time back. And I think it makes my videos feel less rushed, more organized, and it seems to make editing a lot easier. So that is the second thing that I'm going to be trying to be able to see a little more organic growth with my channel. The third thing, and honestly, I think it's the way that I got maybe my first 300 followers, is I'm going to be using YouTube Shorts a lot more consistently. At one time, I was only posting YouTube Shorts, and that was actually really helpful for my channel. Now that I do long form content like this video, I still do YouTube Shorts, but I don't feel like I do them as consistently or as much as I used to. YouTube Shorts tend to be an easier way for people to discover channels, smaller bite-sized pieces of information, and you can link longer videos in the description. Sounds like a piece of cake, right? Of course, it's a little more complex than that, where you have to come up with the ideas and edit it and make sure that it's actually something that someone would want to click on instead of scroll past. But if you're already doing long form content, then being able to take some of that content, shrink it down, making sure that it's presented in a way that someone might want to see is actually a lot easier than you might think. I noticed in just the past few days, last week, of being consistent with shorts, or a little more consistent than I've been, that I saw a significant jump in the views from my last video and my subscribers for that particular week. So I think that my long form is okay, definitely things that I want to do better, but that short form, because it's so bite-sized and so easy to so easy to digest. I think a lot of people are sleeping on the power of the YouTube Shorts. So even if it's just something simple, trying to connect with potential community members and the ones that you already have, giving them something until there's more long form, or just to stay connected with them, can be really helpful. That is one of the things that I am making sure that I'm staying on top of. And for my fourth thing, with connecting and creating community being one of the number one things, using the post option on YouTube is something that I am going to be amping up also. So I normally don't get many likes if I post something in that area, but I feel like from what I've found is that when I do it, as opposed to when I don't, people tend to click on my video a lot more. Now, I'm still somewhere in the hundreds when it comes to views on my long form, so we're not necessarily talking about a whole lot, but I need to plan for the community that I intend to have. And if I can get really comfortable with making sure that I'm sharing updates and what's going on, and making sure that my subscribers, that I'm connecting with them, then doing that when I'm small, I think be really important and just as helpful as my channel grows. So I'm going to try really hard to make sure that that's something that I'm doing. And I'm trying to specifically create content for the post section, not just using what I use for my long form or my short and just repurposing it, but making sure that it feels intentional for that kind of post. So you can pop the link down there, you can put hashtags, you can type in words and use emojis, and you can also put a picture and music there also. So the community post section can be a really great way to engage with your current community and future community members also. And I will be taking advantage of that. I think last but certainly not least, it's kind of a double thing. I think that one of the things that really helps people to grow is this idea of just doing it. Get in there, edit it, post it, and keep it moving, right? Don't spend too much time, trying to make it perfect and blah, blah, blah. And I absolutely agree. If I hadn't adopted that mindset when I first started, then I probably would not have any content. I'd still be obsessing over how it looks. But now that I've done it, and this is what number 5 is, it is time to start investing in my editing software, microphones, what I'm recording on, lighting. It's time to upgrade my situation a little bit. And that doesn't mean that I need to spend buku dollars, but what it does mean is making sure that I have pieces, or that my setup is intentional for the kind of community that I want to attract and the kind of content that I want to put out. Yes, in the beginning, it's very important to just get it out and to not stress. But even by saying that I want to upgrade these different parts of my setup, doesn't mean that I'm intending to stress. But I do think that the community has stuck with me through videos where they could barely hear me, and through filmy, grainy recorded videos on my phone. I think that they deserve to see the progress in my content, and that I am actually There's something that I say in one of my welcomes. I'll say, come on in, get comfortable, stay a while. I think you'll like it here. But I also always say, whether my content ends up being for you or not, I love to hear what you think. And I have gotten lots of feedback on my content. So it's important that when I'm asking my community for their thoughts and seeking their feedback, that they actually see me incorporating that into the channel, into the work. So that is my fifth one: upgrading software, upgrading supplies and lighting as I can. Because I think it's really important to the integrity of what I say that I'm doing. And I think it's important to try and put out a little bit more quality as you get to that place. So those are 5 things that I am doing to try and grow my channel, not just, in a way where I'm seeing large growth, but also in a way that feels organic, not in a way that feels, like slimy, or disconnects me from my community. And I think that that's probably the most important piece to keep in mind, of the people that are helping you get there to begin with, not to lose sight of that and that work, and the people that were with you before anything got fancy. So thank you guys so much for joining in. So excited about this video, and I intend to do some updates in a few months, just to talk about how these consistent pieces are doing. If you have any questions or advice or thoughts on this, please feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, share with someone that this might resonate with. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.